Okay, here in round two, we're on the draw, and we're going to keep this hand because it's very good. I think we want to Megamorph the Kieran first, because not only is it going to be more aggressive in terms of evasiveness, but if he has removal, which if it's just green, I guess I shouldn't be too concerned about that, but I'd rather have the evasive little dude. I think that would work better. Wow, we're going to curve out really nicely this game. I'm excited for that. So I could have the guide search up the island, but I think I'm still pretty likely going to sideboard out of the Profaner of the Dead plan, so I think I'd rather just get a better beater going at the moment. Grizzly bears for days. All right. Certainly going to be attacking into that. It's not a bad draw either. All right. So we'll bust the maneuver, trade, pump our dude, and we still get a rebound effect. All in all, I would say worth it. If I draw a land, now I guess I can maybe play the artillerist instead. Because then I could morph plus megamorph at the end of my opponent's next turn, which is pretty good. I am a big artful maneuver fan rather. I gotta tell you that. Gots to tell you that. All right, let's get in with the guide. Let's drop the Kieran morphed and then pass. So now if I draw a land, I can Sandcrafter Mage bolster plus Megamorph and have a really good flying beater. Okay. Echoes of the Kin Tree. Can't quite use it just yet. That's fine. I think we'll just Megamorph and start bashing in. All right, play the Echoes and pass. I'll block. If he's got combat tricks, so be it. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is just bash with the Kieran and then drop a Dragon Slayer morphed. Just in case stuff gets squirrely next turn. Granted, I could have bolstered, and if I drew a land, I guess I could have killed my opponent the next turn. Alright. I can beat an Erishan Warbeast. Scion of Ugin. Not too shabby, but I think we just attack with the Kirin and pass again. And leave up the Hidden Dragon Slayer. Now I'm more tempted to just block his morph. Well, Alright, I think I block like this, actually. This at least forces him to... Alright. Concession. Was a big dude, too. Okay. So, mirror match. He's got some big dudes. Gotta give him that. We look much more aggressive, but he's got some pretty good looking dudes there. Let's ditch the Profaner plan again. Actually seems worse in this matchup, which is kind of funny. But like I said, lesson learned on that one. Lesson learned. So let's get 2 more lands in here. I think I did 2 forests last time. We did see a bit more green than I liked, but 9-8 still seems correct in my mind. Yeah, I feel like this is about where I want the deck to be. Let's try it again. I mean, we had a pretty bonkers hand there, so see if we can't match that again. Now that we've sort of eliminated that blue splash from our deck, that in retrospect is not very good for our deck. I mean, I still think it's a good card, but not that good for our deck. All right, we'll keep this. This hand's actually fine. I think we're likely gonna get a white mana. I mean, that of course could change if we draw a white mana, but as it stands now, I'm likely digging up a plains so I can play a mage on turn 3. All right, Glade Watcher's a pretty good one. And plains it is. So next turn, I guess we do the Kirin. Does make sense. Okay. Take 2. All right. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So now he's got Formidable, which is in fact a problem. Well, guess we play the mage and bolster our servant and pass. So now the plan is double block. I guess if he slams a land here, we're not going to block the Beastmaster. Well, I guess maybe we chump block the... Actually, let me think about this. All right. I think this is actually okay. I'm going to force him to use all his mana this turn, and it only costs me a Inoc Guide. So I actually kind of like this play. I mean, it eats up his whole turn. We don't take any damage. I get to double buff my flyer. I lose an Inoc Guide, I guess, which is kind of a big deal, but not that big of a deal. Okay, well, having some pretty major mana issues, which is certainly a problem. So I think we're going to take a pretty good amount of damage from Beastbreaker this turn, but hopefully he doesn't have a way to remove the Kirin. Oh, why'd I say anything? Okay, taking more damage than I can afford to, unfortunately. Still can't quite hit a land, which is similarly unfortunate. Am I double blocking something? I guess not. Wonder why he didn't attack with the Beastbreaker. Guess he has a great post-combat play. All right, pretty unfortunate draws this game, but out of my outside of the realm of my control, so I guess I can't really feel bad about it. All right, guess we block like this. I guess my hope is he misclicks. I'm not sure what else really to do. Could have just passed, I guess, and let him kill me, but I don't think the chances of him misclicking are all that great. Herd Chaser Dragon. All right. All right, so game 3. Any final sideboard plan? I guess he does have a flyer. Does have a dragon. Doesn't seem worth it to me, just for one card. Anything else? I don't think so. I think we just need to draw a little bit better. Yeah, I think this hand's actually okay. We don't have a green mana, but once we get a green mana, we can find more mana. If we need it, do have a 2-drop, and we have a 3-drop if we get any land. So I think this hand is actually acceptable. I mean, once again, it's reliant on us drawing lands, but I would say since land is something we have the most of in this deck, it's probably pretty safe. Dromoka Warrior into Artillerist is actually pretty satisfactory beats. Okay, I'm willing to make this trade. So I guess next turn I can Sandcrafter Mage and Bolster if he doesn't have a creature drop, or Shield Bearer if he does. Looks like he does not. And he missed his land drop. This is going to be a pretty big turn for us then. Could play a Light Form too, actually. That's interesting to say the least. If I play the Mage, it increases his clock by 1. He also did miss his land drop. We miss our land drop, but he missed his 3rd land drop. So Light Form versus Sandcrafter Mage. I think I'm actually going the Light Form. I feel like there's more upside. Lightwalker underneath the Light Form. That's interesting. Really no incentive to ever turn that face up. Looks like opponent is once again could be pressure point. No, no pressure point. All right, looks like our opponent just missed his land drops and eventually lost. So we were going to draw an Enduring Scale Lord and then what? Play probably the Shield Bearer, honestly, over the Guide. Then next turn I would have drawn Sandblast, and then I very likely would have played Einok Guide searching up a land, even though my next card would have been a land. I think I would have searched up the land at that point. Overall, deck played pretty well for us. Opponent's deck was just fine too. He just got mana screwed in game 3, much like our game 2. So not much to be said there. All right, we'll see you in round 3.